Well, hello again, and welcome to another edition of Catching Up with the Ramily, sponsored by New York Presbyterian, joined by Fordham Baseball's own Alvin Melendez. Alvin, how you holding up?
Pretty good, man. Just spending every day at home. Same old thing as usual, I guess for now. Yeah, me and my
How's
family.
the routine been?
Uh, it's been pretty. I try to be as productive as possible. I try to work out sometimes more than once a day. Whether that be like running and then lifting, or take a few swings in the backyard. Just something simple, and then just watching movies, TV shows. Spend a lot of time in bed, man. Just lazy.
Can relate to that. Any regimen the coaching staff, Coach Layton, have passed along to you to try to keep you sharp during this time?
Well, they definitely do a pretty good job of I wouldn't say monitoring us, but just kind of checking up and making sure that we're not just sitting here doing nothing. Um, but I also think they confide in us to do all this stuff on our own, and if we need help with anything, then we can reach out, and they're there for us. They'll try to give us whatever resources they have. Otherwise, I think they rely on us to just kind of you know handle it on our own, which I like. I feel like it is our responsibility. So.
So the season was cut short. It was sudden news, and everything seemed to unravel after that. Your team was trying to defend an Atlantic 10 championship. What was the mood around the team and the collective reaction when the news hit?
It's actually kind of funny because we had practice the day we found out, and our coach was like, "Oh yeah, uh, practice here like it's your last time on a baseball field because it could be." And in my head, I'm like, "Who is this guy?" Like, how could you be saying something so ridiculous? Like, come on, man, that's not right. Don't say something like that. And all it took was a couple of hours for the season to get pushed back, and then a couple more hours for the season to just be completely canned. So, yeah, the mood. I mean, it really took a while for it to hit all of us. We were all kind of just stunned by what was happening.
Have there been any sort of conversations like that? We'll never take baseball for granted again.
Oh, I mean, I've definitely told a good number of people like this in particular has definitely put me in my place. Kind of opened my eyes, made me realize like it's not just with baseball. Anything can be taken away from you, in the blink of an eye. And it definitely made me appreciate my time at Fordham playing, even more so than I already do. So yeah.
You were hitting 392 when the season shut down. Does that compare with the best you've ever felt at the plate?
Yeah, I mean it's frustrating because I felt pretty good, and I felt like I was building, just getting better, and I felt that way for everybody too. It was our best offense by far in my 4 years here, and we were all hitting so well, and to see it end like that obviously is very disappointing. But obviously, I feel like it's you should be excited about it too because I feel like next year, just knowing that we were this good this year, I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't be that good next year too.
Speaking of feeling the best you have at the plate, any adjustments in the offseason that led to that type of success early on?
Um, I would say more mental than physical adjustments. Just trying to channel that kind of confidence to really compete early in the season. I feel like a lot of us have lacked that in the past. Like last year, I mean, we got last year our offense was really bad in the beginning of the season, but we won the A10 championship, because we turned it around. And this year, I feel like all of us were really just able to become those fierce competitors, right off the bat. We had that first tough series against FIU, but after that, we crushed it. And I feel like we were going to crush it for the rest of the season.
You speak of the A10 championship, then this season getting cut short, and now you mentioned coming back
Mhm.
for another ride. You were in the midst of your senior season when all of this got shut down. What does that unfinished business entail? What do you want to accomplish in your senior season?
Um, I mean, this year was just we wanted to repeat it. I wanted to do it again. I mean, there's nothing like winning a championship and getting that ring and being able to just celebrate and appreciate that with the people that you're able to accomplish it with. And I mean, that was the ultimate goal, to win and win and win and just and try to get that, that last championship before graduating. And this year, I mean, I really feel like we had a great opportunity, a great chance to do it again, but obviously it was cut short. But even still, I mean, I'm looking forward to whatever what happens next year for us.
You look back to the A10 Championship a season ago. You just said nothing like it that you've ever experienced, and
Yeah.
you played a huge role in making sure that happened on your home field at Houlihan Park in the win over VCU, 2 for 3 with an RBI, A10 title game win over Dayton, 2 for 4 with a double. Was there that momentum building up for the team that kind of elevated everyone's games playing in front of the home fans?
Absolutely. I mean, the weekend before the A10 playoffs, we played against Dayton, and they crushed us in the first game, and we beat them in the second two games, in the last two games. I mean, and it definitely helped us, build that momentum into going to the playoffs. And obviously, knowing we're going to be playing at home, our record at home is ridiculous, and we knew it was going to be really tough for other people to beat us. We just knew we had to, obviously play hard, play as a team, and stay focused. And we did, and we won. So,
how much did revelations like John Stankiewicz help that effort? It seemed entering the year, your team was just trying to find an identity. Near the end, you knew the identity was pitching, defense, and speed.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, John, you can't really. There's so much to say about guys like John. I mean, he's a quiet guy, and he works his butt off, and he goes out on the mound every day, and he pitches his heart out, and it's stuff like that that really is awesome to see, because it makes you want to play hard. It makes you want to, play your best to support those kind of guys. And we really do try our best to support our pitchers, because we know that they go out there every single time trying to compete with everything they've got. They never want to come out of the game. They always come out pissed off because they never want to come out of the game. And whenever they feel like they haven't, done as well as they should, they hold themselves accountable, and they practice throughout the entire week, so that they're prepared for whatever the next opportunity to pitch is. And that's the mentality of a champion. And I feel like that's something that we've been able to build in our years here.
Trying to win another championship next year. You mentioned the unfinished business. What does it look like academically for you, given that you get another year of eligibility at Fordham?
I'm not doing grad school. I'm just going to be doing a minor. I'm trying to figure it out entirely within the next week, but at least for now, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be finishing up with. It'll be something in regards to communications and media, though.
Is that something you could see yourself pursuing once your baseball career is over?
I mean, I hope so. It's definitely something I need to give a little more research, but I really like it. Like of all the things that I've seen, I mean, I'm hoping I can find something that's well suited for me. Because obviously baseball isn't something you can do forever. So.
Let's take a step back. We're talking about academics. Fordham is well known as a balance between a high-tier education school and also a school that offers good athletics. Why Fordham? You're a local kid. Mm-hmm. You came up in the area. What stuck out specifically about Fordham?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm from New York. I love it here. And Fordham being so, pretty close to home was obviously really big for me in making that choice. But also just like in recruiting, I mean, when I was first getting recruited, I wasn't getting attention by any other school like I was from Fordham. And the coaches made it very, very, apparent that they wanted me to come here. And I felt like if I didn't go to Fordham, I'd be making a mistake. And, I visited the campus. The campus was beautiful. The people seemed nice. And I knew that I was going to be getting a very good education and a very good degree. Therefore, I mean, I'm happy that I was able to come here at the end of the day.
What's your favorite thing to do on campus that's non-baseball related?
probably going to Lombardi. Shoot the basketball around a little bit. I don't do it too much anymore, but it's nice to go. It's just nice having that resource there, just to be able to go in there at any point and do whatever you want, like, essentially. And obviously, you have Eddies. You could just sit out, hang out, throw a ball around with your friends, or tan a little bit, which I don't really do, but obviously, certain people like to do that.
What's your go-to snack on campus or off?
Oh man, I lived right next to Urban Kitchen, and so I mean, they had these croissants in there, man. They had these croissants, and they're open till 1 a.m. and I would always be awake late, and I'd go in there at like 12 all the time and just buy like 2 croissants and maybe like an orange juice or a water or whatever, and I'd always be snacking on those.
What's the advice you pass along to any incoming Fordham baseball freshmen on how to acclimate to the environment and also succeed as a player on the field?
Okay. Well, I mean, I think first of all, people should just be themselves. Don't worry about what other people think of you, and just work hard. I mean, it's you're not. I mean, if you expect to play and you really want to earn your chance to play on the baseball field, you should just work hard. I mean, the coaches love to see people that work for what they want, and off the field, the same thing. I mean, you're getting a really good education. You might as well make it worthwhile, while you're here.
Before we let you go, Alvin, you're a two-way player, and that's not always the case at the college level. You led the A10 in ERA your rookie season.
Yeah.
When was that decision made? When did you decide, and when did the coaches decide that you could be so valuable on both sides of the ball?
I mean, in high school, they saw me do a little bit of both. So I think we all knew that there was going to be a chance that I would do both. But freshman year against George Mason, I pitched 5 innings in relief, and we got the win. And I think from then on, it was like, okay, I guess he's going to be in our bullpen now. And then, it was kind of funny because at that point, it was like, okay, I guess I can pitch. Yeah, I surprised myself. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, like, I can't believe that just happened. And to this point, it's awesome that I've been given the ability to be able to contribute on both sides, and I love being able to do both. So yeah, I mean, I look forward to doing it again.
Who do you credit with helping hone your craft as a pitcher? You mentioned falling right into it. That doesn't always happen. Who helped you grow once you learned it was something you were so good at?
We had Larson. We had him. He was a really good help for me. I mean, he was one of those guys that really just instilled confidence, I mean, and also we started getting this new technology, and he was always telling me like, oh, you have this and this and that, and like you can be really good, and then we have this new and now we have our new pitching coach, Glenn, and he's been really good too. I mean, he really he's on top of everything. He keeps all of us accountable, and he makes sure that all of us know, we belong here. Like we're here for a reason. We can all pitch, and I don't know, just having that kind of person to motivate you and hold you accountable, make sure that you're doing what you need to do, is amazing, because that's essentially what's going to bring you from here to here. And all of us strive to be at the top. So.
Well, Alvin, it'll be exciting to have you back for another ride at this. We appreciate you joining us today, and hope you're staying safe with the family.
Thank you, man. I hope the same for you too.
It has been another edition of Catching Up with the Ramily, sponsored by New York Presbyterian.